Let's take a look at today's top talkers, folks. Donald Trump's latest reality show rolled into Cleveland last night, and for many, it didn't disappoint. The event, otherwise known as the first GOP presidential debate, pitted the top 10 candidates vying for the Republican nomination against each other. And oftentimes it seemed all against Donald Trump. Megyn Kelly of Fox News asked Trump about his disparaging comments toward women, saying that he had used the terms, quote, fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Trump dismissed the allegations, saying that he was referring to a particular person. That person, of course, being Rosie O'Donnell, with whom he's had a famous feud for years. He also said that some of the statements were made jokingly. Now, other candidates turned their attention toward Democratic runner Hillary Clinton. Ted Cruz stated, quote, "We will not defeat radical Islamic terrorism as long as we have a president who will not say radical Islamic terrorism." Marco Rubio alluded to the fact that Clinton is out of touch with lower middle class Americans, and the discussion of illegal immigration, of course, came up, a topic which Trump took credit for. However, arguably, the biggest question of the night arose when Bret Baier of Fox News asked for a show of hands if any of the candidates on stage would be unwilling to pledge their support for the eventual nominee. Only one hand was raised at that question, and I bet you can't guess whose it was.
Who was it, Chad?
Donald Trump. It was the first question of the night. They asked it, and it brought a lot of ire from the audience there. And basically he said, they're one of the GOP's biggest fears because of where Donald Trump is in the polls. If he does not get the Republican nomination, he falls out of it that he will run as an independent, which will take votes away from the Republicans, put votes, in the hands of the Democrats. And that is one of their biggest fears. And he, in no uncertain terms, has been saying, if I don't win, that's the route I'm going. Yeah. Which to me, and it's not surprising, Donald Trump has worked as a businessman and he's strong-armed people for years, and that's how he's become, such a powerful businessman, is he doesn't back down. Yeah. You can't use the same tactics when you are the leader of the free world, even you are the president of the United States. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see what happens, but I don't think that, first of all, that's the way to get it. To get the Republican nomination is to threaten them by running as an independent. Because what that's going to do is, in my opinion, I think is going to turn millions of Americans that may be undecided about it away from you. Because you can't strong-arm the public. Yeah. You just can't. That's my opinion. So anyway, the next debate is going to be in September. CNN will be hosting that one. Okay. So about a month from now, we'll be talking about that, and we'll see where Donald Trump is. He may not even be on that stage. Who knows? Who knows? A lot can happen in a month, folks, in politics.
That's right. Well, Apple's new music streaming service has snagged 11 million users in its first month. Now, that's already half the people using rival company Spotify. Apple Music launched at the end of June. The 3-month trial membership is free, so the 11 million users aren't paying anything yet, which means that Apple Music's popularity won't be fully gauged until October, where consumers must pay $10 a month to continue using the streaming service. Families of up to 6 people can pay $15 a month for unlimited access to Apple Music on their devices. And Apple's new streaming service, it matches Spotify's offering of 30 million songs on demand, but it also incorporates a live radio program called Beats One. Apple Music has received mixed reviews directed both at content and the interface, and Apple's Senior Vice President of Internet Software and Services said that Apple would be making changes to address consumers' issues. To get the free trial, users have to give their credit card info, and the fees start kicking in after 3 months unless the customer actively opts out. But don't worry, if you sign up for the 3-month trial but you want out, there are a ton of tutorials all over the internet for how to cancel Apple streaming. So basically, you have to put your credit card in to get the 3-month trial, and then they just start charging you.
Yeah, and that's when I signed up for Spotify. They did the same thing.
Netflix does the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's an uncommon practice.
So if you don't want to keep it after the 3 months, then there are tutorials online telling you how to cancel it. But if you do, keep going. And we listen to Beats One at my gym.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, and, well, we did one day. One day we listened to it.
What did you think of it?
It was.
So I mean, it's a radio. It's Beats One. Is it a specific genre?
Yeah. So like there was a DJ.
Okay.
Is that what they're called on the
a disc
it was
jockey?
a DJ? Yeah. And he had an English accent. So we were.
Well, how about that?
Yeah, it was very interesting. But yeah, he played, and it was, you know, when radio plays like mixes of popular songs,
gotcha.
and they're like kind of mixed. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but that's what he was playing.
That's,
Some
okay.
people are huge fans of that, and so I mean, it wasn't that terrible, but. Are you going to try it? You're a Spotify guy.
Yeah, I'm a Spotify guy,
okay.
and I've been, you know, going back and forth in a lot of my decision. I think for right now, I'm going to stay with Spotify.
Yeah.
It's because the mixed reviews. A lot of people saying the interface isn't, you know, doesn't work that well.
Yeah.
You know, if there reaches a point, if there's some major thing that Apple Music puts out there that you just cannot get through Spotify, maybe Taylor Swift, but we already have Taylor Swift on iTunes for Annalise.
Yes.
For Annalise. Not for me. Yeah, my producer's saying, sure, no, it's for Annalise, trust me.
Yeah.
If there's something like that happens, that Apple Music provides a service that just blows Spotify out of the water, yeah, I'll switch.
They said they were going to make changes because of the reviews, so I guess we'll see. We'll see what changes they make and if they're good enough to talk us into switching over.
Exactly. Well, speaking of changes, guys, it is the end of an era. Jon Stewart has signed off for the last time on The Daily Show. Stewart stepped into the anchor chair back in 1999, replacing Craig Kilborn as host. The show, which started off as a source of laughter at our daily headlines, became one of the top-rated shows on Comedy Central, and for many, a source of what they call real news. The star-studded finale ran 50 minutes, featured politicians, celebrities, and former correspondents who have gone on to become international superstars, like that man there, Steve Carell. He put it as international superstars. It was a very tearful goodbye for Stewart, who now turns the anchor chair over to Trevor Noah. Stephen Colbert, who also signed off earlier this year on The Colbert Report, he is taking over the reins of The Late Show in September. He said that Stewart made the lives of all he touched so much better. As the two men laughed and wept, Colbert gave the signature, "We'll be right back," toss to the break, which led to the past correspondents rushing the stage and bear-hugging Stewart, a man millions of Americans will miss for their daily dose of The Daily Show. I'm curious to see what's next for Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are saying, jokingly, maybe he's running for president, Stewart in 2016. But he has been such a staple of, you know, especially political satire since he took over the reins of The Daily Show. It's hard to imagine a political year that we're not going to have something from Jon Stewart. I'm hoping somehow he's going to be with us in 2016.
I'm sure Trevor Noah would have him back on the show to do
you know, and maybe something even different. Maybe he's going to have, I don't know, an XM radio show, or maybe he's going to, or do some sort of correspondence. Man, it's going to be hard to go through 2016 without having, and you know, honestly, it's just Trevor Noah. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. He has got some very big shoes to fill, incredibly big shoes to fill. So I wish him all the best. But we got to have a little bit of Stewart in 2016.
That's
all
right.
I'm saying.
Okay, well, switching gears, Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux are officially married after pulling off the near impossible, a secret ceremony at their Bel Air home. The longtime couple were married in front of more than 70 friends and family. Guests included celebrity pals, many of their celebrity friends including Lisa Kudrow, Howard Stern, Chelsea Handler, and Ellen DeGeneres. The two met while Aniston was on vacation in Hawaii with her friend and former co-star Courtney Cox. Aniston and Theroux remained friends and were engaged in August of 2012, after dating for over a year. Earlier this year, Aniston described that it was his humor that drew her to Theroux. And in July of 2013, Aniston said in an interview that they had delayed their nuptials to wait for the perfect moment when they weren't being rushed. Well, that day came 2 days ago on August 5th.
Aw,
so excited.
Yeah,
I know.
that's great.
I really like Jennifer Aniston a lot. And
Yeah.
so I'm happy that she's happy.
Yeah, I'm happy that she's happy too.
Yeah.